There we go. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Kim Baker here with the Victim Survivor Conqueror Ministry. Come to you on this Tuesday evening on Facebook Live. Hey, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch TV, and also on Twitter. Okay. All right. Tonight we are starting our study and discussion on verbal and emotional abuse. And whoa, there we go. I think my volume was turned down too low. What's going on? All right. What? All right. Is that what is going on? Testing, testing, testing. Okay. Testing, testing, testing. Okay, it's working. Okay. Sorry about that. Testing. Okay, it's working. I apologize for that, but anyway, so we're gonna get started here, and then at the end, then I do have a couple of announcements that I will be making. Okay, so let's get started with tonight's material. Okay, so have you ever heard any words like this, like these? You're worthless. What about you'll never amount to anything? Okay. Here's a good one. I wish you had never been born. I mean, can you? That would be some tough statements to hear, wouldn't it? From your parents, maybe siblings, brothers, sisters, whatever it may be. You know, man, that's some tough. That's some tough statements to have to put up with. But unfortunately, it is all too common, especially in our world today. Okay. All right. So moving on here. Okay. What the word says that are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? Yet not one of them is forgotten by God. Indeed, the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Okay. How many out there are parents? Parents, grandparents? Let me ask you something. How many hairs is on each of your kids' heads? How many of you parents have taken the time to count the number of hairs on your child's head? Probably going to say that probably not too many hands are being raised right now. Okay. So does that mean that you don't love your children? No. You know, I love my kids, but I did not count the hairs on their head. Okay. Don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. Okay. Yeah. Even the sparrows, they don't work, but they're fed. God feeds them every day. Okay. So yeah, you are worth more. Uh, you're worth more than five sparrows. Okay, most definitely. That is Luke chapter 12, verses 6 through 7. Okay. All right. So, what is emotional abuse? If I ask you to describe emotional abuse, how would you describe it? Okay. So let's look at the definition of emotional abuse and what is it? Okay. Emotional abuse is the unseen fallout of all other forms of abuse, whether it's physical, mental, verbal, sexual, or even spiritual abuse. Okay. People often minimize the importance of emotions. But how important are emotions? Very important, isn't it? Yeah. Our emotional health is so important to our overall health. Okay. Just just going through uh, and being subjected to emotional abuse can cause not only emotional issues, it can cause physical issues, and it can also cause spiritual issues. Okay. And we're going to look at that later on down the road. Okay. So, with deeply wounded people, their feelings can be the driving force behind their choices. Okay. And I'm just going to throw this, I'm just going, I'm going to give an example of something that I went through today. Our boss in our office last week was on vacation, but he took his yearly vacation. Okay. So he was gone all week, and yeah, the office was nice and quiet. But he's gotten back now. He's been back. He got back right after lunch yesterday, so he's been in for a day and a half. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know what has actually happened. But today he has been a complete bear. Okay. Uh, I got fires I'm putting out. I'm putting out fires. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And just snapping and hollering at people. And at one point today, it got pretty tough to deal with. Okay. So, my point here in bringing this up is this is that our emotions or our feelings, what we experience, can cause us to make choices that we may not normally make. Okay. Just like with him. Evidently, something's happened. Either he didn't get some stuff done before he left on vacation, or some problems come up at work that we don't know about, and he's feeling stressed, but then he takes it out on somebody else. Well, then if we're not careful, if it gets taken out on us, if we're not careful, we will go down the road and then we will take it out on somebody else. Okay. So you get this balloon or this effect that one person, you could take one person and them start having a bad day and they start taking it out on others, then it's passed down, and then that person passes it down, then this person passes it down. And before you know it, the choices that one person made has affected numerous people. Okay? That's the reason why we need to be very careful of how we react to things. Okay? My first reaction was to hit him in the nose. Okay? I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. That was my first reaction. Okay? Then I had to think about it and I had to say, you know what? I cannot let what he is going through to affect me, to go home and affect my wife, or affect your kids or whatever the case may be. Okay. Because our emotions, they are life sustaining for our beings. It really are. They really are. Okay. So we need to watch, we need to protect. Okay. We talk about, and you hear it, and Scripture tells us that we are to guard our hearts, and most definitely we need to guard our hearts. Okay, but we need to take it a step further. We need to guard our minds. Okay, because just like today, by allowing that to get into my mind, I could have turned and used that against someone else. Okay. And it's hard. It is really hard to sit back and say, wait a minute, this is having a negative effect on me. I need to, as Barney Fife would say, nip it in the bud. Okay. So, yeah, our emotions is so vital to our everyday life. Okay. So we need to guard what's going in our mind, because what gets in the mind and stays in the mind will eventually filter to our heart. And if it gets into the heart, that's just not a good situation. Okay. All right. A cheerful heart is good medicine. but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 22. Absolutely, man. So, now we're going to talk about overt rejection, or what's it mean? What does overt mean? Do you know what overt means? Okay. Well, basically, overt means it's out in the open. It's something that we can see. Okay. So, overt rejection conveys the message that a person is unwanted, unloved, or unworthy. Okay. As when someone is belittled. When we belittle someone, okay, put them down. Okay. So overt is out in the open. So what is covert? What is covert rejection? Okay. Well, covert means it is hidden or it's subtle. It's not out in the open. Okay. So covert rejection takes place in subtle ways that may or may not be intended to cause harm by the perpetrator. Okay. An example of that is when a child is ignored. Okay. Mama, daddy, mama, daddy, mama, daddy, mama, daddy. Okay. So that's emotional abuse. So what is verbal abuse? Okay. We know that is the spoken word, right? Yeah. Let's look at more detail. Okay. Verbal abuse is a form of overt emotional abuse. Okay. So verbal, it's spoken. So when it is spoken, it is out in the open. Okay. Now, the verbal abuser or perpetrator is just like a skilled woodsman uh, who carefully takes his weapon, his axe, uh, and chops repeatedly on a precise spot until what? Until that tree falls. Okay. What if you were to take an axe and just start hitting here, hitting there, just all over the place, all around the tree, not hitting in the same spot? Is it going to damage it? Yeah, it's going to knock some bark off, isn't it? But it's not going to cut that tree in two. Okay. So we could get some barbs, somebody could say something, and it's like that axe that just hits everywhere. Okay. Is it going to hurt some? Yeah, it probably will. It probably will hurt some, but it's not going to, it usually will not cut us very deep. But it's when that perpetrator continually hits that weapon in the same spot over and over and over and over until eventually it cuts down that tree. And just like the tree, once we get cut in two, it's hard to put that tree back up, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Okay. So this lumberjack or this perpetrator, they take pride in controlling themselves and his weapon. And they never strike a careless blow. Okay. You take a narcissist, someone that is a narcissist, they know exactly what to say, when to say, how to say. So it will have the greatest effect on someone. Okay? You love every harmful word, O you deceitful tongue. Psalms chapter 52, verse 4. Right. Can you name some tactics that are used by abusers or perpetrators? What do you think? What do you think some tactics might be? Okay. Barbs. What are we talking about, barbs? Jab, you just kind of poke somebody a little bit. Making fun, being sarcastic, things like that. Belittling talking to a person and making them feel that you're talking down to them, that you're putting them down. Backbiting. Okay. Just picking on someone, making fun of them. Okay. What about some strategies? You think you know some strategies that are used by abusers? Well, let's look and see what some might be. Okay. Slurs. Okay. Lies. Telling lies about you, telling lies on you. Okay. What about slander? Slandering your good name. Oh, yeah. Kim, he drinks all the time. Kim cusses all the time. Kim does this. Kim does that. Okay. So, what do you think? What is brainwashing? Can you describe brainwashing? Many prisoners of war have succumbed to brainwashing, an effective tactic used in psychological warfare. Okay. So brainwashing is psychological warfare. Okay. This term refers to the systematic, forcible indoctrination that puts pressure on prisoners to relinquish their beliefs and to accept the opposing beliefs. Okay? Now, this is prototypical narcissist. Okay? Brainwashing is definitely part of their strategy. They use brainwashing to accomplish the goals that they want to accomplish. Okay. All right. These people are zealous to win you over, but for no good. What they want is to alienate you from us so that you may be zealous for them. Okay. Do you know what the end goal for a narcissist really is? And for that matter, any abuser, but especially a narcissist, is power. Power and control. They want to have the power. They want to be in control of every situation. Okay? That's what it's all about. And that scripture is Galatians chapter 4, verse 17. Okay? So, is brainwashing a form of verbal or emotional abuse? Is brainwashing a form of verbal or emotional abuse? Okay, next question. Do you feel like that you have been brainwashed by someone? Yes or no? Or, put it another way, if so, if you believe you've been brainwashed, how? How have you been brainwashed? What did they do to brainwash you? Okay. Name 5 ways that we can be verbally brainwashed. 5 ways to brainwash. Okay. First one is intimidation. Okay. If we can gain and be able to intimidate someone, that is one of the first steps to being able to brainwash someone. Okay. Next is indoctrination. To indoctrinate, okay, to get you to change your way of thinking, your views, and to think the way that they want you to think. Okay, brainwashing by indoctrination. Okay. The third way is by discrediting you. Okay, to make you feel like that you're wrong, or to make you feel like they are always right. Okay. either way. By degrading you, putting you down. Whoop. Labeling, okay? Attaching a label to you, because if we can be labeled, then we start believing that label. We start believing that is really and truly how we are, how we think, how we do. Okay? All right. Name 6 ways to emotionally brainwash. First one is isolation, to isolate you. Okay? That is one thing that especially again that narcissists do. They isolate you from your family, from your siblings, from your brothers and sisters, your mom, your dad, your friends, to control. That's what it's about. It is about control. Okay? The next way that you can be emotionally brainwashed is by excessive compliance. Okay? You will spend the money that I give you. You will only do this. You will only do that. You can only go here when I tell you can. You can't go here. Okay? You can go there, but it's when I tell you can go. By forgetting. Okay? No, you didn't tell me that. No, you're just forgetting. You don't remember. Okay? Next is induced exhaustion. If I can make you so tired, one thing, you probably ain't going to argue with me. But I demand that this house be clean top to bottom every single day. Okay? Is the purpose to have a clean house? No, the purpose is to make you become exhausted. Because exhausted people do not fight back. Ignoring. Okay? They just ignore you. Exploiting. The tongue has the power of life and death. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. Absolutely, it does. Yes, it does. Okay. All right, let's see here. 38 minutes. Okay, we still got time. All right. Are your words grievous or gracious? Where's your words? Are your words grievous or is your words gracious? Let's see. Okay. Words that hurt. When you use words that attack a person's identity, okay? You are inherently wrong. You're always wrong. Okay. Would that be gracious or grievous? You are intrinsically bad by yelling. Shut up. You look awful. Okay. Using name calling. You stupid idiot. You crazy fool. By insulting. You're worthless. You're disgusting. Okay. A negative picture of the past. Let's see what the first one is. Oh boy, here it is. I wish you had never been born. I mean, I just cannot imagine a parent making that comment. I just, that is really hard to, but there's other things that could be said that could be interpreted this statement. Okay. I should have had an abortion. Okay. So that is the words we speak. And this is the power that they can have. Not only over us, but of someone else. Because if we make it a habit of speaking words like this, okay, not only do we become negative and we become an abuser, we become a perpetrator, right? But then we spill this on other people. And if we do it to one person, we most likely will do it to someone else. Okay? So, what about words that heal? Words that heal. Addressing a person's action. Okay? Not addressing the person, but the person's actions. You did something bad. Okay? You did something wrong. You know, what you did was wrong. What you done, you shouldn't have. Okay? So what's that doing? That puts all the focus on what took place, not the person. Okay? Yeah, are you still calling that person out with a you statement? Yes, you are. But you're not attacking the person by these words, okay? Discussing. Instead of yelling, we're discussing. Please listen. We need to talk about blank, okay? And I'm going to stop here real quick. And, you know, here's one thing. We also do a study on confrontation, learning to confront others biblically, the way God designed it to be done. Okay. And this is one thing that we need to learn, not only about this, about being able to speak in a way that is not yelling or putting down, but discussing. And also in confrontation is that, hey, listen, we really need to talk about blank. Okay. So it's okay to bring up the issue, but it's how we bring the issue up is very, very important. Okay. That will dictate a lot of times what the outcome will be. Casting a vision. Okay, casting a vision. You're good at blank. Instead of telling somebody that they're bad or they've done something bad, yeah, well, you're good at this. You have positive qualities. Complimenting. Yeah, that can help heal. Your life has tremendous value. I can see areas where you have much appeal. Now, we looked at a negative picture of the past. Now, let's look at a positive picture of the past, okay? A positive picture of the past. You do a lot of things right. I knew God had a special place or purpose for you when you were born. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. Okay? All right, Nick. Is passive aggressive behavior covert or overt control? Okay? Now, we're going to stop. I'm going to stop right there for tonight. Okay? And we'll pick back up right here at slide number 34 next week, talking about passive aggressive behavior. Okay? But before I close for tonight, got a couple announcements, and bear with me here. I'm going to pull up something real quick. Where is it? Oh, I know where it's at now. Sorry about that. All right, I'll talk about this in just a minute, but down at the bottom where you see it scrolling where it says bscministry.com, that is our website. Okay. You can go to our website, you can download this material that we were doing tonight on verbal and emotional abuse. Okay. You can download it, you can print it, you can save it. And then if you then you can follow along kind of with the material. And also, I have a little workbook in the back, questions and stuff that you can answer about the material that we've gone over. Okay. All right. The next thing that I want to bring up real quick and go over is that coming up next month, a little less than a month away, is the Victim Survivor Conqueror Ministry, or VSC Ministry, 8th annual Pumpkin Smash. It will be October the 16th. It'll be at 3319 North Golder Avenue from 12 p.m. to about 4 p.m. Okay. Now this will be located at a Met Hatara here in Odessa, Texas. Okay. So there'll be pumpkin smashing. There will not be pie competition. No eating contest, food stuff. Sorry about that. I've got to get that updated. But there'll be bounce houses. Last year we had a rock wall. We also had bull riding. Had a mechanical bull out there. It is geared towards kids, activities for kids. But we'll have a big blue and white. There'll be a big blue and white tent set up, and there'll be several activities that kids can do. Bounce house. They always have a bounce house, especially for the younger kids. Last year we did have a blow up slide with water slide. Okay. So you may ask, what's a pumpkin smash? What do you do at a pumpkin smash? Okay. So what we do is we have a big tarp. We put down a tarp, and we have pumpkins out there, and you can pick out your whichever pick out a pumpkin that you want. And we have paint pens available. So what the idea is to write or draw on your pumpkin things that you want to smash out of your life, that you want to get out of your life. Okay. It's a way of letting go some anger, some rage, and also just in committing different things to the Father. Father, here, I want to quit smoking. I want to quit smoking. So quit smoking. You can write quit smoking on there and things like that. Okay. And then we have baseball bats available. We may have some other different things that you can use to smash these pumpkins with. And you just go to town beating that pumpkin. You may be surprised. Okay. Smashing a pumpkin is not quite as easy as it sounds like. They're kind of tough to break open, but once you start breaking them, then they do break pretty easily after that. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to have one other activity with pumpkins available. We're going to be offering for the very first time pumpkin bowling. Okay. So if you live close to Odessa, Texas, put it on your calendar. Come out October the 16th at 3319 Goder Avenue, and come out and enjoy some of the activities. And there'll be a lot of people there. A lot of people from our church will be there. And you'll get to see kind of what has been going on at our church at that time. Okay. Now, in 8 years, we have never charged anybody to participate in the pumpkin smash. Okay. You come, you smash your pumpkins, no cost. Okay. But I will ask this, and I will, that if you could give a small donation to help us out, because we are a nonprofit ministry and we depend upon donations to be able to do these kind of outreaches. This is my 10th year doing this ministry, the 8th year for the pumpkin smash, and we have never charged anybody for anything, material, books, anything. So if you could help out with the pumpkin smash, go to vscministry.com, our website. We have a PayPal button on there that is a secure PayPal button, and you can donate, and you can put on there, you can write on there pumpkin or pumpkin smash or smash if you want to, but all funds collected between now and October the 16th will all go towards the pumpkin smash. Okay. Because we want to be able to give adults and also kids some little fun activity to do and still be able to address some of these issues. Okay. We'll have music going out there, and we'll be having a good time. So we hope to see you at the 8th annual Pumpkin Smash for the VSC Ministry. Okay. But be sure and tune in next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. for part 2 of verbal and emotional abuse. And then one other announcement: if you are close to the Odessa, Midland area, or live in the Odessa, Midland area, we also do a in-person class every Thursday night. It's a support group type setting, okay? And we do it every Thursday night. Same address, 3319 North Goder Avenue. The support group meets at 7 p.m. on Thursdays. Okay. This Thursday, we will be doing part 2 of forgiveness. Forgiveness. What is it? What is it not? And then why does it matter? Okay. And we had some very good discussions and communication over the study material that we will go over. And all your books and everything for that is provided. Okay. So come out Thursday night, 7 o'clock. For the VSC Ministry Support Group at 3319 North Goder Avenue in Odessa, Texas. Okay? All right. God bless and have a great rest of your week. And we'll see y'all next next Tuesday night here, right back here on Facebook Live.